The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
We have Mike from Chicago on the line, and he has a question about digestion.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
First of all, I just wanted to say that I love the show. I think it's great programming, and I'm very much of a like mind when it comes to, taking control of your own health and certainly doing your own research.
No, that's so great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now your hosts, Nico De Haan and Paige Clarke.
Happy Friday, everybody. It's Nico and Paige on Living a Primal Lifestyle.
Morning.
Welcome to the show, and it's a beautiful day here. Downtown Clearwater, folks. 82 degrees. The sun is out.
Now we're coming into our beautiful dream time of the year. So y'all come down and see us if it gets kind of messy up there.
Yeah, I wear my jeans because we're getting that cold fronts in there at 82 degrees.
Exactly.
The number here is 877-927-6648, folks, and please pick up my Health Signals newsletter. I got a new one.
Hot off the press?
Yeah, hot off the presses, and we'll just go over it a little bit.
It's so good. It's like every edition just gets better and better. I hope you guys are staying up with us because this really gives us an opportunity to establish great rapport with you. And we get a lot of questions from our readers, and we'll answer them and get back with you. And a lot of work goes into this.
This is really my research put down, where I find these articles and stuff, and I find them very interesting. This one, the surprising ways that grains destroy your brain.
Grains are no good for the brains.
There you go.
There's my little sniglet.
I know you got so many of those things.
Gluten is this generation's tobacco. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago, folks. When I see people in my office, Nico, that are suffering from any health problems, that range from many different things, if you're having certain symptoms such as blood sugar dysregulation or pain or inflammation, the grain's got to go.
Yeah, first thing always.
You may or may not be able to reintroduce them, but you've got to give it a try.
Well, I think that's the basis points of, what the research we're doing. You got to cut out these things, and then if you want to bring them in, I always ask, well, why would you want to introduce things that probably have a lot of anti-nutrients in it? And I think that's the basis for most of this. There's so many anti-nutrients in these foods.
Because they're prepared incorrectly.
Yeah. That's true too, and even when they're prepared correctly, they still have a lot of them in there.
Still not the best.
Still not the best. So
And we've been talking a lot about brain health. Last week we had a lot of discussion about Alzheimer's, and there's a lot of people that are saying that Alzheimer's is diabetes type 3. So let's start connecting the dots, guys.
Yeah,
We're
and
seeing these things
this doctor here, Dr. David Perlmutter, has a new book coming out, and it's called Grain Brain, The Surprising Truth About Wheat, Carbs, and Sugar, Your Brain's Silent Killers.
Yeah, David Perlmutter, he's actually a very renowned doctor, and his practice is in Naples, Florida, which is south of here, about 3 miles. Very good, very knowledgeable on anything brain, Parkinson's, and those kind of neurodegenerative situations.
Then the next thing is about the Mayo Clinic. Eating lots of carbs or sugar may raise your risk of cognitive impairment, the Mayo Clinic study finds. So this is pretty in-depth with a lot of links in there. And
I really liked the next article that was like Cancer in a Can, the shocking truth of how Pringles are made. So we know many of you tigers and tigresses are already aware of, we stay away from the processed foods.
Yeah, these are just one example of many I've put in there, the pink slime stuff.
Pink slime, the meat.
And every issue I try to put a little zinger in there about how stuff is made. And it's important for you to know this because when you realize that the way the stuff is made, then you would never even think about eating it. It's basically cancer in a can.
Well, that's what they said. I have to just say this. So if they're not made of potatoes, what are they actually? The process begins with a slurry of rice, wheat, corn, and potato flakes that are pressed into shape. This dough-like substance is then rolled out into an ultra-thin sheet, cut into chip cookies by a machine.
Yeah, and just remember, to get that stuff into a slurry, there's a lot of processes to take place.
I just don't even like the sound of that word, slurry.
So even before it gets there to be made into these chips.
Kind of like swig.
Yeah, there's a slurry of stuff going on in there. You don't know what's in there, and they don't know what's in there, I guess, either, the way it looks. Next are 36 natural alternatives for infections. I put in there this before. This is a little more extensive list, but it has all the links.
This list right here links to the research. This list, guys, is 36 items long. Take it, get the newsletter, print it out, and put it on your refrigerator. And if you have any signs of colds or flus starting,
you can really dig into this and find out why this stuff works and how long it's been being used and that too.
You know, I really like a lot of the hints. You know, as an aromatherapist, we're aware that aromatherapy is very successful against treating MRSA.
Yeah.
But Manuka honey being at the top of the list. I mean, guys, we got to start paying attention to these.
This stuff really does work. I use it.
Silver, Manuka honey.
I use this stuff more and more as I feel things coming on, not feeling quite right, decide what to do about it, and then I go in my cupboard and get these things. Now, I get a lot of these ideas from you, too, you know, some of the, especially when we're talking about essential oils and that.
Yes, and we've got a little feature by Essential Elements. I don't know if you all remember Essential Elements. I hope to have her on the show one day. Essential Elements is one of my partners with Essential Oil. They buy oils from small distilleries. Dr. Miller is actually my teacher for my aromatherapy certification.
Very nice.
And they have some, we featured a couple of their products in here. They have a great product that are aromaspheres, which are little pieces of clay potters use when they're making pottery. They make them and then they press them with little designs. And then you can add your diffuser blends and make your environment, you know, when you guys are sitting by the computer trading, you can be getting a therapeutic aromatherapy treatment.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and the one thing that really caught my eye on this, too, of course, was the natural insecticide repellent.
Right. Oh, and,
That's
you know, the
cool.
citronella-based oils are wonderful for that. So you can go there, and also if you do decide you want to click on over to essentialelementssite.com, go to their link or anything, tell them Paige and Nico sent you.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
And article on Pottinger's cat, which we talked about a few weeks back, and then a article about why an alkaline approach can successfully treat cancer. You know, we hear in most of the research that I'm doing is always talking about that cancer cannot live in sugar or glucose.
Yeah, cancer can't live in an alkaline environment, and cancer, no, you got it backwards, that the sugar environment is what the cancer thrives on.
Thrives on, excuse me, yes.
But, you know, well, even though we have this article.
So when you do away with the sugar products or the
you take
glucose,
away the cancer's food.
Yes.
Because the Nobel Prize winner, you know, Otto Warburg determined and found out that cancer cells thrive in an anaerobic, non-oxygen environment, and that's what we get when we flood ourselves with sugar. And this is a great article talking about an alkaline approach can successfully treat cancer. But I don't want people to misunderstand. Being overly alkaline can be just as bad as being overly acid. It's about a proper balance.
Yeah.
But when you are sick,
you want to go more towards the alkaline.
Well, it's easier for your body to, incidentally, most of the alkaline foods are fruits and vegetables. What do fruits and vegetables have? They have a lot of live enzymes. The body, when it's trying to fight an invader or a mutation such as cancer, needs all the energy it can get, and digestion of some heavier foods may not be
slightly alkaline lets your body, though, your immune system really kick in. So,
you know, I have a lot of my clients that come in and they get overly, and you know, for example, you get overly alkaline in the urinary tract, which is, you know, this is an overall perspective. The blood is slightly more alkaline at 7.35, 7.45, I think. That's the blood. The urine is slightly more acidic. So if you see an alkaline environment in your urinary tract, you're breathing in, you know, an infection. So it's about just keeping all this in mind.
The whole body is actually slightly acidic, I think, when you're totally balanced.
6.4 would be the ideal pH.
Okay.
And that is slightly, 7 being neutral, and that's slightly acidic. But we need the alkaline function. We need to have alkaline reserves in our soft tissue. We build our alkaline soft tissue reserves. That helps our body say, oh, I've got a lot of acid waste I need to dispose of. I'm going to take a little bit from my soft tissue, so your body doesn't have to go and cannibalize the bones.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay, and you can dig around in that. The health benefits of vinegar, is it real or imagined? A great article with some links in there, and a lot of links in there if you really want to dig about this. And then I've got some nice recipes, liver pate.
Chicken liver pate.
And,
you know, we really have to start looking at this opportunity to eat a little bit of the animal organ meats from good sources, I think.
Yeah. Well, liver is a nice making
it's not my
pate.
favorite, though.
Pardon?
It's not my favorite.
I know. I like it a lot.
So
I mean,
good for
we
you.
eat the liver about every two weeks. We have a dinner of some kind of liver.
Well, kind of.
This is a nice way of snacking with it, with the pate. You
Yes,
have
it is.
cheeses, and apple is very good with it too. And then I've got some philosophy on the price you pay for being not active.
Exactly. No matter how you eat, the fact of being sedentary, we don't move our lymph. That's one of the main things I can think of.
Well,
is that if the lymph is stagnant,
and also your lungs, the air, the aerobic part of you,
lowering your lung capacity,
just the jolting of the joints and getting your body moving, all that stuff working in gravity, is your body can respond to it. So that means that your body can get used to these activities, and the more you do, the more your body gets used to it. So activity is very, very good, and in fact, I think
we were designed to be a moving and grooving machine.
Yeah, and it really adjusts your head too. That's what I like about it. So it's even just moving around for 10 minutes every hour, just going outside, breathing some fresh air, grounding yourself perhaps, or just moving around the house. I like to have a little mat in front of the TV so I can sit down and stretch out.
Yeah,
so
integrating movement into your life, movement and breath are so important, and we tend to think we have to save a certain time to go to the gym or to get a workout, but maybe what we're trying to suggest here is to integrate living primally by integrating it into your life.
Yeah.
Like Nico said, finding time to fit it in as part of what you're doing.
You really have to do that. We work probably harder than we've ever worked before. I think we put more time to our work now. I know it seems like maybe now I have 2 or 3 jobs, and that's really what I enjoy. But we go from one thing to another, and you have to spend that hour, I think, a day on yourself just to do it.
Even if you get it in 10-minute increments,
exactly.
right?
Whether you do it now or you do it in those small increments.
I told you my new thing
is fine.
Is I try, and when I blow dry my hair or I'm curling my hair or doing the makeup thing, I try and stand in bubbling well, on the bubbling well of the foot, on the foot pad, and it's almost like a squat. It's a tension that way, and so it kind of forces me to think about that core. Yeah, I'm trying to do what you say.
I like it. I like it.
Exactly.
Of course, me working in a great little facility, I have everything there.
You don't have any excuse for not finding ways to move, and you don't. You are a perfect example.
Pretty much every day I'm doing something on there. Even if I'm not feeling that great, I'll do a few things that just get the primary movers moving. And I always feel better after, so that's the key.
Yeah, maybe you guys tell us what you do, because you guys are sitting there trading and watching things. Have you found ways to integrate primal moves and grooves
I wonder
into
how
your
many
life?
of you are standing up instead of sitting down all the time.
Or using the exercise ball as your chair, which forces you as you move around to use the core muscles. There are little things like that you can do. Or
no matter what you're sitting in, it's not good to sit. Whether you're sitting in an exercise ball or whatever, you're sitting down is not great for you, so you need to definitely stand up. That's
or doing your trading with your laptop out on your porch or something where you can put your feet in the ground.
Yeah.
You never know, you guys can get creative. And you guys have any great ideas, send them to us.
So anyway, that's what's in the newsletter this week. There's some more things about exercise in there. But, pick it up, please. It's only $10 a month. You get 2 issues a month on the first and third Friday each and every month. And please, give us a call at 877-927-6648, and we'll be right back. And the message on here, isn't beer composed mainly of grains and hops? Yes, and I'll explain that after.
Stay tuned.
You've heard Nico De Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. Funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foresight Fund Services, LLC. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Nico and Paige here on Living Primal Lifestyle. Our number here is 877-927-6648. I'd like to give us a call. You know, we were talking about beer and grains. Of course, we don't eat any grains, but there are some ways that you can have it, and one of the ways would be to
have it soured or fermented.
Soured, fermented, and many of the alcohol products are use grains, and that doesn't mean they're bad. It means that they're processed, and you know, we're not using processed foods as our staple, so we're not going to have beer every single day drinking a
It's the 90-10.
Yeah, it's a 90-10 type of thing, and most of the time when I have a drink, I make sure I eat. So if I'm eating first and then have a little bit of it, it's not going to really impact my sugar level. So that's why, you know, we don't eat carbs so much, because we don't want to impact that insulin.
Right. And that brings me to a study I think I might have shared. If I already shared it, I think it's really important because, you know, I like to have a glass of wine here or there, maybe a beer here or there.
Wine seems to be the easiest on my body.
Yeah, so there was a study that I saw, and I really liked it because it said that they compared people who just ate dinner, and then they compared it to people who ate dinner with wine, and then they compared it to people who just drank wine.
Okay.
You know, and they said that the healthiest response was the people that ate dinner with wine, because remember, there's a lot of antioxidants. You know how we talk about that coffee is actually a major source of antioxidants for the American people.
Yeah. And so are wine.
Exactly. Tea, wine, all these things.
Yeah. And actually, whiskeys have the same thing. Beer, not quite as much, but beer is very beneficial in many ways. The trouble with beer
is
not
abusing it.
Yeah. If I have more than one, I get full.
Right. And then you don't eat your other nutrition.
Yeah, and or it might make me more. It might stimulate me to eat something that I would normally not eat as much. With wine, I don't seem to have that as much of a problem.
Well, the other thing I see with a lot of women, and I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but a lot of women, what happens is Friday out with, they meet a girlfriend for a glass of wine. They have a glass of wine, and then they're having a good time, and they're talking, and then they have another glass of wine, and then all of a sudden they've forgotten to eat.
Yeah.
And that's why I always encourage them to sort of set a rule: if you have a glass of wine or a beer, have it with your food.
Yeah, and these days, even because being on the road, you don't want to be drinking and being on the road. So,
you do not want to. That's never a good idea.
No, so I try to really drink.
And I think that's the power.
Drink at home, folks. I think that's the safest thing.
I think that's the power of the French paradox that we talked about. The women that didn't gain weight, they didn't constantly sit around and drink wine without food. They always would have their little fats and cheeses and stuff like that. So the sugars didn't spike.
Anyway, that's about that. I found this interesting site, and this is Florida-coconuts.com.
Okay.
You can go to it, and it's a really good site. It actually sells coconuts. It sells coconut trees if you want to buy the little trees, so you can grow them yourself indoors or outdoors, depending where you are. It sells many, many different things.
Well, we're always talking about the power of coconut oil as a healthy saturated fat.
Yeah, and this goes through the whole thing about that.
A lot of information about it, but what I really think people need to understand is coconut water is a super rich potassium source.
Yeah, that's actually a natural type of Gatorade. So
yes,
don't drink Gatorade.
Do not drink
nasty,
Gatorade.
Nasty product. You want to drink the coconut water, which is really good.
You get tremendous
so this
potassium.
place, you can buy green coconuts. You can buy a pack of 12 for $2 each.
How about that?
A pack of 100 for $4 each.
Wow.
How about that? Brown coconuts, which have a little less liquid in them, 12 pack, $2 each. You can get a metal coconut opener, cocoa tap, which is a steel rod.
Yeah, it is an art opening a coconut.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
There's videos if you order your coconuts that show you how to do it.
Metal coconut opener. They have the trees, and they're all different.
I think that's why I don't eat them, because it's kind of a big deal to open them. But now that they have this metal coconut opener.
Hey, as a survival tool, you probably have to learn how to open these things living in Florida. If there's nothing else, so you got to climb that tree. The nice thing too is they have these little baskets. They have these hats.
So the company is being very resourceful.
Out of Davie, Florida.
Yeah, they're selling the brown coconut halves. Some of these are used as artwork or bird toys and to plant orchids.
And they have hand-painted, personalized coconuts, so that they can have a hand-personalized, maybe a Nico coconut or something.
Oh, there you go. Florida-coconuts.com. It's kind of cool stuff,
really cool
guys.
Thing. Bamboo coconut holder, so you can have a to hold your coconuts, folks. What more do you want? You got a coconut holder. This is great stuff.
Okay,
anyway,
there's another article in here that kind of, we talk a lot about limiting our sugars. And certain fruits may be linked to a lower type 2 diabetes risk. So yes, we want to talk about the fact that we're seeing a lot of the berries particularly can be a good sugar choice that may actually have some chemicals in them that help you express the right genes. The sirtuin genes, I believe, is a big part of what they're talking about. But so there you go. A little bit of information. We say stay away from too much fructose, but
you have to be careful with the fruits. But the berries are always the good ones because you don't eat that many of them.
I think apples is in there too.
Apples are good too. Okay, we'll be right back, folks. Number here is 877-927-6648, and we'll be back in a moment.
Andy Hecht, the host of the Commodities Hour, recently launched his newsletter service, the Technomental Commodity Report, and only 6 weeks in, Andy has already recorded a triple-digit winner. Andy advised his subscribers to purchase a long-term call option at 46 cents on July 11th, and then sent out a special update Friday, August 16th, advising his subscribers to close that position at $1.40. That's a 204% profit in just 5 weeks. The Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht is released each Thursday morning, and right now you can get a month-long free trial to this subscription while locking in the low introductory rate of only $39 a month. Andy Hecht has been a commodities trader for over 3 decades. Let his experience work for you. Sign up for your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report today at TFNN.com. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
With the stock market flirting with all-time highs and volatility back, now is the perfect time for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights. On Monday, June 24th, Tom O'Brien closed out all 5 open positions in his daily newsletter Market Insights, with all trades being profitable and ranging from a 2.23% gain all the way to more than an 11% gain in just one position for an incredible 32.7% profit combined between the 5 trades. Let Tom O'Brien's years of market experience work for you. If you'd like to see for yourself what kind of trading newsletter Tom O'Brien delivers to his clients each morning, then now is a perfect time to sign up for a 2-week free trial to his daily newsletter, Market Insights. In a volatile market like we currently have, the potential for fast market moves like we've seen recently is a trader's dream. So don't wait any longer. Sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today at the front page of TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, Tigers and Tigresses. This is Paige and Nico. We're living a primal lifestyle, and we're taking your questions and trying to answer them for you.
Yeah, we had one from the chat room about the cocoa
polyphenols, which are the antioxidants in chocolate. And, one of the things we want to talk about, we were just talking a little bit about, there's antioxidants in coffee. You get good coffee. There's antioxidants in tea. There's antioxidants in wine.
And the fruits and all these things that we talk about do have these properties in them, and all of them are great. And they all work very similarly, and I think different parts of the year. Some of them probably are really beneficial to you. And chocolate, I think they're really beneficial. I have a piece of chocolate or a few pieces of chocolate every evening after dinner.
Well, that's like and that's the key, what you said. Yeah. You don't eat a chocolate bar. You have a few little pieces.
It's always the dark chocolate, always coming from an organic place, knowing where these products come from. There's a lot of supplementation also going on with these types of products, where they take the skin of grape
seed extract,
or the seed extract, or the skin extract. There's a lot of products, and a lot of them are very good. And when you concentrate these things, you don't need a lot of them, and that's where a lot of these new products come from. So you can really find some benefit. I think these days we do need some supplementation, because it's difficult to find everything we need in the food, and we don't eat the food the same way. Remember?
That's the key point.
Yeah, we used to devour the whole animal, where we get the bones and the cartilage cartilage and the liver and the brains and all these things, all these vitamins. Now we're trying to grasp for them from different areas because we're not eating it the natural way. So if you're not going to eat it in the natural way, which makes it difficult these days, you're going to have to introduce some of these things, I think, to be really healthy, especially important when you reach, your 40s, 50s, 60s.
So
in your 20s and 30s, you're not going to really notice too much, but you will notice it as you get
As
older.
we live longer in this nutritionally depleted soil that we're growing our poor excuse for food.
We screwed up the terrain, so now we've got to supplement.
So now we've screwed up our terrain. We've screwed up the terrain outside, now our terrain is. But kind of as in a nutshell, Pete, the cocoa products are sources of flavonol-3-ols, which are antioxidants that have a lot of research that they're beneficial in cardiovascular disease. The way I want to caution you, though, is a lot of people use that as an excuse to buy inferior products. Now, some of the supplements are out there. Again, if you look for supplements that don't have flow agents and excipients, you know how I feel about that, then that's a great way. But I personally believe that is one antioxidant that's best to get with the real stuff. I mean, who doesn't love a little bit of chocolate?
Yep.
Cacao nibs, with low sugar. Look for, a lot of times when you see chocolate bars, they've done a lot of processing and there's a lot of extra sugar and corn syrup.
You can make your own products, so you can make your own mousse with the cocoa, nibs, and you'll learn how to use, so it can be a little fun little project. But wherever you get these products from, there's some of them are even really good products are in these companies that have the multi-stage selling. Which I don't like that much. It always kind of turns me on, but I know some of these products work really well. And I use a couple of them. So, don't be turned off by that. Do your own investigation. Get comfortable with something and then use it. And chocolate is just one good way. Wine is another good way.
Yeah. And I think we're going to give you guys a link to some that we think's good, some chocolate that we think's good that has some omegas. And
I had it in fact, my last newsletter had like a half a page of chocolate things. And if you need some, you can always get a hold of me at Nico@TFNN.com or Paige at TFNN.com. What else did we want to talk about?
Well, I think one of the things that while we're on that subject, we talk about coffee and tea because we're kind of like having a little bit of a coffee break here when we have our bulletproof Tiger Brew here. But just hot off the press, drinking coffee and tea slashes MRSA infection risk in half. So you all know that MRSA is staph-resistant strep. I'm sorry.
Not strep.
Staphylococcus. It's multiple. Why am I drawing a blank on that? Resistance.
Some nasty stuff. That's what it is.
Staph aureus.
Okay.
Multiple strains. So what's happening is this is antibiotic-resistant staph infections, and
you get it a lot of times in hospitals, or especially at places where you work out. A lot of people on the mats, a lot of people sweating, and you could pick it up that way. So drinking coffee or tea, and again we emphasize organic. Free-range type of teas,
and this particular study was saying that the concentration in the nasal cavity of the MRSA infections was decreased in half. So again, what's causing that? It's the antioxidants that are going after and kind of helping the anti-infective.
The smell probably helps it too.
The anti-infective, coffee and green tea promoted health and well-being. It said with the CDC's recent warning that deadly antibiotic-resistant nightmare bacteria, MRSA, are taking the lives of at least 23,000 U.S. patients a year. The discovery that regular consumption of coffee and tea slashes the risk of nasal colonization of MRSA in half is quite remarkable. I'd say it is.
Yeah.
Another excuse to maybe not feel guilty about having your cup or so. But it's not to live off of these drinks and using them as stimulants.
Well, a lot of cultures have coffee and tea just as a ritual when greeting people. And I think, it's funny how all these little rituals that we did as ancient people had probably seeded us into being able to meet people and not pass the germs on as much, probably. Because we're using these as a greeting. And maybe that's how it got introduced, because it helps us to kind of intermingle so much. I mean, just a thought.
Well, I like the way you think. And you think back at the tea trade. I mean, treated like a very valuable commodity.
Yeah.
Salt.
Yeah.
Salt, celery.
Yeah. Well, salt because, of course, preserving.
Yeah, being able to preserve, but it was worth its weight in gold.
Yeah.
salary.
Yeah, can't live off the gold.
The money.
Although I wouldn't mind some gold. A little gold never hurts anybody.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you know how much is there. You know, it's all of it's here still. Doesn't go away. I had this cool thing that I was reading from Dr. McCullough about exercise.
Yeah, he's very passionate about exercise. He's passionate about everything, and he's got great tips.
Yeah,
because he's very much a supporter of a burst type fit, which is what I like. I like the combination of the stretching and what I call kind of the exercise that allows you to balance the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system, i.e., kind of stress reducing, breathing, yoga, stretching.
Yeah, there's really a lot of aspects to different kinds of exercise. You know, I use all of it. I use a little bit of yoga.
Me too.
I use the active isolated stretching, which I know he really likes also. And I also like the getting on a tramp and using those, you know, real high burst movements. Of course, the jiu-jitsu is always in there. And I do a lot of balance things on balls and things like that. So, you know, I try to use all of it because all of it makes me feel a little bit differently. And it gives me what I like is more control over my body. And that's really, I think, why I have a passion for exercise and doing these things, because it gives me more of a feeling that I'm really in control over what happens to me.
And that's what he kind of talks about, is aim for a well-rounded physical fitness program. And I think we can all see the common sense in that.
Well, it's common sense, and also I think keeps you interested. You know, you can go to a personal trainer 5 or 6 days a week, and that's fine. But imagine doing 5 different things.
So let's give him a couple of tips to think about when we talk about this. Interval anaerobic training. That's when you do the burst. And, you know, you can use multiple ways to accomplish this. Like Nico said, I see him. He gets on the little mini trampoline, which you could have sitting by your desk while you're trading. And he does a huge burst for what? What do you do?
30 seconds.
30 seconds,
Sometimes
60 seconds? And then you give yourself time to recover to your baseline heart rate. You do it again. You do it like 6-8 times. That's the best workout you could ever have.
And not only that, you can vary it so easy. Sometimes you do 30 seconds. Sometimes you do 45 seconds. Sometimes you do a minute. Sometimes before tournaments, I'll do like 5 minutes.
And sometimes it can be the trampoline, or sometimes it could be a flight of stairs, or sometimes it could be the heaviest weight you could use.
So I look at my workouts every day, and I fit maybe 15 minutes of something completely different in than I did the day before. Like today, I did a lot of ab work on different machines. The day before that, I did a lot of tramp work. And the day before that, I did a lot of just real slow, hard pressing work.
And that keeps it exciting for you. When you get into a routine of going to the gym to do the same machines, that can get old. So the first one was interval training, you know, then of course strength training. A lot of people get the idea that they're missing something if they don't get their cardio for the day, and I really have come to believe that cardio is actually a stress inducer, cortisol raiser.
I think it can be.
When I say that, I want to say that very clearly. I'm saying when you take it to the limit.
Well, if you're doing the same hour every day on the bike or hitting the trail, you're really not doing your body any good, because it gets used to it, first of all, and now it's not getting much more stimulus, and you're beating up doing the same movement. Most of the problems with physical activity is doing the same thing over and over and again.
Exactly.
So the more you can vary it, the less chance you actually have of injury.
And that's so true, because the body says, wait a minute, I better be able to perform. That's what I think is the power of this burst, interval, challenge, interval training.
Well, that's what CrossFit and many of these companies, you know, try to do, and some of them do a good job. It really depends on your trainer. I think some of it doesn't rely on resting enough. Most people, I think, overdo it. Some people, you know, train every single day. I train very hard one day, and then I try to take a week to 10 days to recover from that hard workout.
Oh, wow. Well, that's with your training that you're doing in the jiu-jitsu.
Well, it's important, even though I do some other high-level stuff.
A whole week?
A week to 10 days from a real high level. Yeah, and I do the real high level about every 2 weeks.
Okay, so that's a special training.
Special training where I go all out.
So you get the idea here, guys, but the third thing is stand up every 10 minutes, and that's something that you just alluded to earlier. You know, if you guys are watching this show, you know, decide you're going to listen to us for a segment standing up. How about that?
Yeah. Okay. Like we got the long segment, 17 minutes.
Yeah, so why don't you guys all stand up for the next 17 minutes? You know, it's not intuitively obvious, but you know, not standing is we get sedentary, we get sitting, and so I think it's a good idea. He says an interview with a NASA scientist goes into great detail why it's important to stand up, and that there's some evidence of premature death for people that actually sit for long periods of time. Think about people who've had their careers where they had a desk job. Mm-hmm. And they looked at exercise as being something they could only do after work.
Well, you know, even beyond that is driving. I mean, people who drive for a living.
Like truck drivers or something?
I mean, you can't stand up in that truck.
Oh, no.
You
have to take the time to get up, stretch, move.
Yeah, and it costs you money every time you're spending 10 minutes every hour or so. It's very hard for people. Well, what you do for a living has probably the most detriment to physically how you are, maybe even mentally also. Mm-hmm. So you really have to break out of those things every once in a while and do something to fix it. And that's really when I started doing exercise training for mm-hmm. people. That was really my thought of, okay, I'm going to take a surgeon who is stooped over this body all day and using, his whole body.
He's overstretching
those back muscles.
Contracting
the front muscles.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do the reverse. And,
mm-hmm.
Everybody has a little thing that they do when they're in front of the computer or whatever.
That's truly functional training.
Yeah, that's truly functional training. So you want to really hone in on what the person is doing and then provide what I call countermeasures.
Right.
To overcome those things.
Counterbalance. So, like you said, stand up at your desk, do some squats, do some sit-ups.
Do the opposing thing that really.
Do a door stretch because you guys are sitting at the computer like this. The shoulders are contracted.
It says here, stand up every 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then finally, do some core exercises. Your body has 29 core muscles located mostly in your back, abdominal area, and pelvis. So that's another idea for the exercise ball. You realize if you're sitting at the chair, and you're using the exercise.
There's some stretching you can do. Mm-hmm. There's some core exercises. You can stand up every 10 minutes. You can do some strength training. There's many different things. You can get a little band you can attach to the wall or your door.
Right.
So there's a lot of things you can do every hour for 10 minutes or 5 minutes and make a huge impact on what you're...
Drop down and give me 20.
There you go.
And stretching is always great.
We're not doing any demos here, folks.
Yeah, stretching is always great, too. So, that's the idea, guys, is, well-rounded exercise is actually fitting it into your life. If you're waiting around you can find time, integrate it into your day, and then if you do go to the gym, it's just kind of like gravy.
Yeah.
Right?
And if you're active in some kind of sport, whether you're a golfer or a bowler or whatever you do, too, that can add to it, too. But don't think of that as the same thing as exercise. Because exercise we want to think about as fixing things that are causing you problems by over repetition, whether it's through typing, knitting, or hitting a baseball or throwing a ball or whatever you're doing, stooping over and being a surgeon. Whatever that is, it's going to cause you some kind of physical problem, and it could be related to some mental problem too. So I think it's important to do that.
I liked that article. That was a good one.
Anyway, pick up my Health Signals newsletter. I think you'll find a lot of articles like just the one we were talking about that can help you, get into a little change in your lifestyle to make you feel better. And of course, we talk a lot about eating too. So. We'll be right back, folks. It's Happy Friday here on Living a Primal Lifestyle. The number here is 877-927-6648. We'll be back for our last segment in just a moment.
On Wednesday, August 14th and Thursday, August 15th, Tom O'Brien advised his Gold Report subscribers to close out 6 of their 9 open positions, all winning trades ranging from a 10.6% profit to an incredible 48% profit in just one equity. And all 6 of those winning trades had been initiated no earlier than just the previous month. With the 600th weekly Gold Report issue fast approaching, Tom O'Brien brings an incredible wealth of knowledge and experience to the gold market and the equities within the industry. That's almost 12 years since this powerful newsletter first began, and right now you can get a 30-day free trial to the Gold Report by visiting TFNN.com. Make sure you're a subscriber, as this volatile gold market provides trading opportunities after declining all the way from $1,900 to under $1,200 an ounce in only 2 years. Get your 30-day free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting TFNN.com.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different futures contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now you can receive a 2-week free trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzamento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Nico and Paige here on Living a Primal Lifestyle.
Answering your question.
Answering your questions. Yeah, one of the questions was about hemorrhoids.
Yeah, can prolonged sitting cause hemorrhoids? Well, yes, prolonged sitting can cause or irritate hemorrhoids.
Usually there's an underlying cause.
There's an underlying cause, which is oftentimes related to lingering constipation and straining, but the real cause is a bioflavonoid deficiency.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so think about the little blood vessels in there. They've become weakened, and so you want to increase your bioflavonoids. I have a super multi-pollen product that I like that helps with that, and I also have a product that's just loaded that's called Venamin that's kind of got Premier Research Labs that kind of helps with that. Cool. So yeah, there's always an underlying nutritional or mineral deficiency at the bottom of everything.
Yeah, I got a letter from or an email from Wayne from Colorado, and he's talking about
the flu vaccine.
Yeah, the flu vaccine.
It's that time. We need to talk about that next week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we should get into that. He's talking about a religious exemption that you can get if you don't want like your child to,
yes.
Or somebody working in a hospital. I guess
the hospital. I want to do a little more research on that because I think they're making it extremely hard for healthcare workers to do that and making them look like they're possibly going to be a risk to other people and patients when we just know that's just absolutely not true. Yeah. But usually in your area, every county and everything has different rules. They usually make it quite the little hoop you have to jump through, like you have to go down and file the paperwork.
Religious dance, maybe.
Mm-hmm. You have to have your pastor, minister, or someone kind of verify that you do in fact. But it is, do not get discouraged, and there's sites on the internet that can help you with that, vaccine rights, etc.
Yeah. Well, and I also thank people who contacted me about my sister. Thank you for all the kind words. That's very nice. Just a little update. Yesterday she came down to the Moffitt Cancer
Oh, so she's
Center.
not going to be all the way. So you'll be able to see her now.
Yeah, in fact, I went to see her yesterday. She looked a little bit better. The infection was gone, but I think Jim, my brother-in-law, had made a decision last week that this hospital up there in Tallahassee was kind of not doing what they.
She needed some more.
She needed some
care.
expertise, and he got a hold of somebody down at the.
And she needed to be
Center.
close to her Bubba.
That's what I'm thinking too. So it's good news for me, since I can see her a lot more. And,
so we'll be.
I think she'll be in better care because it looked like they were doing a lot more than the Hicksville up there in Tallahassee. That's for sure. I feel a lot better anyway. So
we'll be sending out good thoughts about keeping her healthy.
Yeah, in fact,
and getting her healthy.
we getting there to see her. They made me wash my hands and do all kinds of stuff. Where
that's the best way to prevent the flu. Is everybody wash their hands for 30 seconds with soap. Better than a lot of the germ things. The chemical versions often have hormone disruptors in them. So that's something I would like for us to talk about next week. Take a little bit of time about flu prevention. If some of you guys are listening and you'd be interested in doing the flu prevention protocol that I use in my office, we could put together some kits for you guys.
Yeah, very cool.
And because it would be time for us to start getting people to order them, and let's prophylactically use some nutrition and homeopathy to prevent the flu. The flu shot for me is not the way to go. It's not what I recommend.
Yeah, and it's been years since I've had flu, so that's cool. I think I had a little mini flu in the last year, but it's been a long time since I've had any kind of illness.
Well,
despair. So it's really good.
I used a homeopathic program and some nutrition thing, and none of my clients.
Well, I love the few things that I have from you, the aromatherapy that you give me when I feel like something's going on. I mean,
I need to make you some for the office or for your studio so that people can take a pump of aromatherapy.
Oh, sure.
Instead of those other things.
They can say you came from my buddy Paige.
That's right.
Okay. Well, folks, that's the show for this week, and we got another one coming up next week. So please pick up my Health Signals newsletter, and you can run this back and watch it again if you want. We'll be right back.
Take care.
Questions are the answer. You want a better life? Ask a better question. My driving force in life is, how can I become the intelligence behind financial freedom? It's why I take massive action. It's why I've invested over 10,000 hours and thousands of dollars to create the answer, the ultimate money machine. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, and on Friday, September 27th, I'll be hosting a one-day online master trader course, The Ultimate Money Machine, where I'll teach you the exact same trading strategies that I use every day when trading the markets and advising my newsletter subscribers. Learn how to precisely identify the market's next move, when to pull the trigger by letting the market commit to you before you commit to it, and how to manage your trade to maximize your results, just as we did in the month of August, when I advised my newsletter subscribers of 11 new trades resulting in one loss and a combined profit of 129%. Our next move? It's days away. The cost of this course, $595, less than $2.50 per trading session over the next year. If you're looking for the answer, it's the Ultimate Money Machine. All the details on the front page of TFNN.com.